Hi friends, it's Heather and I wanted to show you this really cute Christmas card envelope that I created using graphic fairy images, Gecko Galz images, and some goodies from my design team kit from Esmeralda at Pro 31 Designs. I'm going to zoom in here, see if it'll focus a little better. It just takes like a minute sometimes. There we go. And you'll see I use some porcelain roses, the white ones, which I just inked the edges of with Vintage Photo, which all my pieces were inked with Vintage Photo. I've got this really cute little floral bead trim, which also came from Esmeralda. There's a Gecko Galz image, and I created like a little collage out of the pink area here with the fairy girl, the little snow girl, and this so right here, this is all one piece that I kind of collaged together and created in GIMP. And then I have these great green glittery flowers, which I just added some glitter to, so they got a nice shimmer. Those came from Esmeralda's kit, as well as this ribbon and this pearl, which I created the flower myself. And then we've got these fabulous little crystal flowers. And all I did was take out the center and add some stickles. And then on this side, you'll see I've got that trim, and I have another porcelain flower. And it just looks really nice and glittery. And I also used the pearl drop trim at the bottom here. So around my whole card, you'll notice I used stickles here in the center of the flowers, and that color was copper. And then I used some bisque liquid pearls to just add some little dots here and there around the edge. Here's the beaded trim that I used, the drop beaded trim. Here is the flower beaded trim, so you can see it. Maybe it'll zoom in. There you go. Here are some of the crystal flowers. They're like one of my favorite. I'll be using them on lots of things, so I will definitely be getting more of these. But look how nice and the facets are. They just catch the light. And so I wanted to show you one more thing. Let's see. Oh, some leaves. And like I said, these all came from Esmeralda store, and these are part of my design team package. All right, and here is one of the porcelain flowers, and I have just taken it off its stem. So I have some Ranger's Vintage Photo on my foam, and I simply just whoops, dropped it. I just take my foam applicator and put some ink on the edges of the flower. It looks really nice. And then if you want to get your perfect pearls in like copper or gold, and kind of run a brush with a little bit of those over it, it'll give it a nice shimmer, and it'll stick to the Ranger ink if you put it down quick enough. Okay, I also wanted to show you the back of my card, or my envelope, and I'll have to show you the card on another video. But here is the back, and you'll notice I took one of the big leaves like I did in the last video, and I just cut it into 3 pieces. And so I simply just tear them off. Oh, and this one's not going to tear off because I want to, there we go. So I just tear them off and then cut it into 3 pieces, and I inked it with Vintage Photo too. And here's another one of the crystal flowers, and you'll see that I had the stickles and the copper on the inside. I've got to figure out my camera. Here we go. It's all pretty and shimmery. And this is just part of a pic, as well as this here from Joanns. And you'll notice I got some of the little crystal, I'm not sure, sprays in here as well. They're kind of hard to see, but they're in there as well. So, and they're really pretty. And those are from Esmeralda's store as well. Okay. I used my little stick to do the curling of my wires, which you might have seen in my boot tutorial. And I think what I'm going to do is just real quick show you how I created this flower. So I just cut out a piece of cardboard, You could use the back of a cereal box, would be perfect. I used part of my packaging from Esmeralda trims. Just kind of cut out a circle. I'm not really good at cutting out circles, but that'll work. This is that great trim that's got the solid on the inside and the see-through color on the outside. I just love it. And then you'll notice that on one side there is a piece, you can see the where it's been sewn together, where on the other side you really don't notice it as much. It's more satiny. And all I'm going to do is I cut a piece, and there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 bumps. So maybe 6 and 2.5 bumps. And I'm going to just kind of take my hot glue gun and give it a little bit of hot glue gun, a little bit of hot glue with my hot glue gun, and then press this down so that you're making a ring, just like that. And we'll get our little glue gun hairs out of the way here once it dries. Okay, my fingers are going to stick together. There we go. Okay, and then I used one of the pearls, the flat back pearls, for my center. And depending on how big you make this, the pearl can either sit on top or it can sit inside. What I like to do is I kind of give it a little mush together here, and I try to, let me get this piece of cardboard for a moment. Just set this here so you can see, and I kind of push it down like this, and you'll see that I have the it flattens out the bottom trim, and that's what we want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue using my glue gun on this piece of cardboard. There we go. Let's see if I can line this up good. And I just go back and trim my cardboard if I need to later. So let's open up the center. Get all our glue in there. So that's looking pretty good. And then I'm going to just put a dollop of glue using my glue gun again. Oh, and this glue gun is older than my children, which means it's, you know, older. And then I'm going to just move everything out of the way and stick it in here. And then pop it up from my piece of paper there and give it a little, press it down from the front and the back. There we go. And now sometimes I squish it around a little bit, change where it's at. Let's see. There we go. Get all those little hairs out of the way. And now you've got a cute little flower. See if I can get that. There we go. And it looks real pretty. Let me just, this is another digital collage I'm working on, and so I'll just kind of show you what it could look like. So you can just stick it right on and it'll look really pretty, especially if you use some pretty leaves. Okay, that's all I'm going to share with you today. Thanks for watching my video, and make sure you check out Esmeralda's store, Pro 31 Designs, and head over to Gecko Galz. They've got a sale going on right now where you can buy one image set and get another one free. Thanks. Bye.